Hey guys, if you guys are looking for any online or offline grinding, be sure to hit up Rose NBA. The link to his Twitter will be in the description down below. 100% legit and reliable, so be sure to go hit him up now. I just want to make a video about this because I feel like this is something that, again, is going to intrigue a lot of people, and I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. So, I don't know why I went to the all-time set. That is on me. But one thing I want to talk about, guys, is who is going to be the Spotlight Reward Challenge card for all of these different Spotlight rewards, guys. Obviously, we have seen a good amount of teams, you know, the Cavs, the Wizards, the Grizzlies, the Warriors. Definitely a lot of teams have been announced already. I think we're about halfway through or a little bit over halfway through at the moment. But with these cards, guys, obviously the lock-in is going to have to be somebody at least relatively decent. Like, I think that's fair to say that the lock-in is going to be at least something relatively good. And the reason why I do think that is because, like, there is a lot of hype around this set. Obviously, again, you have the East here, and you do have the West here. A lot more teams from the East now that we look at it. But obviously, once you both are locked them both in, you will be getting a free grand prize, you know, player available in just 10 days, guys. Now, a lot of people are trying to figure out who this card is, if this is really worth it, especially at the stage of my team we're going to be in. It's obviously going to be the beginning of July that we are going to be getting this card, basically. Here's the thing. There are two players that I genuinely think we are going to be seeing, one or the other, obviously, of. And I think they both really do make sense. And I'm curious to know your guys' opinions. Now, I have put a lot of thought into this because I was curious, again, trying to think of, like, who we have in my team, what type of cards my team has been dropping, and what we've really been kind of lacking, right? So, first card that I'm going to be putting up on the screen here in just a second, if my computer wants to load, is going to be a player that I think, honestly, has a really good chance at being very solid. It's definitely a card and a player that is normally very, very solid in my team, and that is going to be Jimmy Butler, okay? Jimmy Butler is a very good card, again, and on top of that, I think what's going to end up happening with this Butler is obviously he's going to be able to play the one. I don't think that they just let him not play the one because obviously if they don't, he's going to be outclassed almost immediately, and I don't think it's going to work. However, I think the thing with Butler is if you take a brand new jump shot, a lot of these like cheesy jump shots that these cards are getting, you throw him on Butler, I think you have one of the best PGs in the game. Because they're obviously going to give him all the best SIGs. I do think it's going to be an end game. So an end game Jimmy Butler that can play the one, who has good SIGs, has a good jump shot, I don't really see how that is going to be a bad card. And I think that is something that is a good free card to get that's like not going to... I mean, like, I don't know. I know my team community is a little bit weird. So, like, I think it pleases both sides. It's a card that's good enough to play on a lot of casual players' teams, but it's also good enough to actually be a card that you can legitimately run with. Because I think he could be a card that you can run an offense through if obviously given the right, you know, animations and everything like that. So this is my first option here with Jimmy Butler, mainly because, again, he is a defensive god in 2K. He gets a lot of stupid stops. Obviously, you know his defensive tendencies are all going to be at 100. So, again, I think when you're looking at Butler, I think he just kind of makes perfect sense to be the all-time Spotlight reward. Now, the next guy that I do think we could legitimately see is going to be this man right here, Luka Doncic. The reason why I think Luka makes a lot of sense as well is because same thing, obviously, an endgame Luka 1 I think fits both sides. It makes it so you're getting a really good named player, but you're also getting a really good player for free. And at the same time, at this stage in my team, like, we're already past like last year where we did get the absolute one of the most broken cards basically ever. I think that's fair to say. In this power within Luka. This Luka was beyond cracked at the beginning of the year and basically ran the entire year for a very long time. His jump shot was virtually unguardable. He was just absolutely broken, and I think that's kind of what we're going to be kind of going back to almost with this, you know, this new Luka that we could be seeing. So let's take a look. Endgame Luka last year, 80 Hall of Fame badges, which is just insane. Obviously this year I think it caps at 64. So again, 64 Hall of Fame badge, Luka, 99 everything. They give him all the best SIGs in the game. Obviously jump shot 3, the new jump shots this year, it's a little bit different, but still. I think if they genuinely gave him an absolute broken jump shot like they're going to, and they're going to give him all the best 6 in the game. They're going to do a little bit of everything. I think it genuinely makes sense that we do end up getting a very good Luka card, and I think that's another player that people are going to want to grind for. So going back into my team, guys, this is kind of the thing that like I really want to stress to you guys. Really quick, guys, be sure to check out the sponsor of today's video, NBA2King.com. If you guys are looking to stock up on some MT, especially with all the brand new Invincibles and soon to be end games hitting my team, be sure to go ahead and check them out again at NBA2King.com. Use code BIO2K at checkout as well for a discount. We have been using a brand new method that has not been getting touched. Nobody's been getting banned over the last 6 weeks. So be sure to DM me on Twitter if you guys are interested in finding out the method. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, guys, if you guys are interested in winning free MT, be sure to join NBA 2King's Discord. The link to that will be in the description down below. They do MT giveaways all the time, and again, it's 100% legit, so you guys can win yourself some free MT. Not to fall behind. I made a video about this in the beginning. I really still think that it is going to be worth it. If I am wrong, if it's not Luka, if it's not Butler, I don't think it's going to be something stupid, though. Like, that's the thing. It may be a weird name. Like, we might get, like, a Danny Ferry, like, you know what I mean? It might not be like a name that will pop to a lot of people outside of my team, but it's gonna be a card that is broken. I can almost promise you guys that right now. I'm almost even willing to bet on that. It has to be a broken card. With the way that the season's been going, with how rewarding it's been going, I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like a Wilt Chamberlain. Like, I really wouldn't. I would not be surprised if it is a Wilt. We haven't even seen Wilt yet get an Invincible card. Who knows? Maybe they do drop an Invincible or a endgame Wilt Chamberlain as this reward. I could definitely see it. Obviously, we only have one endgame right now. Friday, we will be getting another one, maybe 2. I wouldn't really be surprised if they do drop 2 endgames. But, I mean, we have 9 days left in the season. Season 8, basically the final season of my team. It's going to be a season of endgames. So I think it sets it up perfectly to give away a free endgame right before that season starts to get people really invested in going into endgames, and everything. And I think it just makes sense for, again, a Butler, a Luka, a Wilt. Maybe, I don't even want to say this, but maybe we get like a Kobe. I know Kobe did just get an Invincible card, but maybe. Maybe they throw the community a bone for once and they give them a fan favorite card that is going to pop and is going to stand out for a lot of people. So I think there's definitely a lot of, like, a variety of cards that this could be. Obviously, I could be way off and they could just say, here's like an Invincible, like Klay Thompson, which is like cool, but like whatever, like, there's a lot of, obviously, options that this card could be. But I do think this is going to be somebody really solid. I just hope it's not somebody random like a Patrick Ewing. Like, that would just be the most disappointing, like, that'd be like the most disappointing thing I think like ever. But again, guys, like, when it comes to these challenges, they're not even that hard, and the cards are pretty solid. Brad Daugherty can actually play on a lot of teams. Like, right now, I think he can compete. I think he's definitely a top 5 power forward in the game, and you get him for free. I mean, Don Ole's like a fun card to use around Zebo, whatever, Rick Barry, whatever, John Starks, whatever, Tim Hardaway, whatever. Bob Nedelicki, again, another really good card that people are going to be able to get for free. Fred, whatever. Bill Laimbeer, gross. Jason Terry, whatever. David Thompson, another really solid card there. Derek Coleman, again, whatever. Bobby Jones, really solid card. Jack Sikma, really solid card. Vucevic, one of the best free cards again in this game. Steven Jackson's pretty solid. Drew Holiday's obviously pretty solid. So I'm not saying they're all great, but again, the challenges to complete them really don't even take that much to do. I mean, you look at this and it's what? It's a triple threat, and then a 5-minute quarter game, and you have to win by whatever. So realistically, it's only one challenge that's going to be annoying, and on top of that, like, again, if you guys are keeping up to date with it, it takes about like an hour to complete all this stuff, and doing that an hour a day, I don't really think is that much of a reach. So if you fall behind, yeah, you're sitting at like 18 hours that you have to catch up on, which is a little unfortunate, but you guys get my point. It's really not all of that bad. So let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know who we're going to be getting as this lock-in. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, peace.